Hello guys, back to the class. Today we are going to solve one model problem related to design of power screws. For that purpose, here I am considering one previous problem from the JNTUK University R13 regulation set number 3 and question number 61. Let's see the problem. A vertical two-star square threaded screw of 100 mm diameter and 20 mm pitch supports a vertical load of 18 kilonewtons. Here we are going to design a vertical two-star square threaded screw for the purpose of support a load of 18 kilonewtons with the diameter of 100 mm and pitch of the screw is 20 mm. The axial thrust on the screw is taken by a collar bearing of 250 mm outside diameter. What is the axial thrust acting on the screw that is carried by a collar bearing that consists of 250 mm outer diameter and 100 mm inner or inside diameter. Find the force required at the end of the lever. Here it is our major target to find the force required at the end of the lever of 400 mm long. The lever length is 400 mm long. In order to lift a lower end load, for the purpose of to lift the lower end load condition, the coefficient of friction for screw and nut is 0.15 and the collar bearing is 0.20. So it is the problem. Some data is provided. Using the data, we are going to design a vertical two-star square thread screw. First of all, as usual, write down the given data, what is provided in the problem. Given data, type of the screw is two-star square thread. Okay, and after that, mean diameter is provided. Mean diameter is provided. It is denoted by small d, that is equal to 100 mm, and pitch diameter is provided, that is the 20 mm. And what is the load acting on the screw? That is equal to 18 kilonewtons. And after that, outer and inner diameters of the collar is provided. Outer diameter equal to 250 mm and inside diameter equal to 100 mm. Okay, and after that, here we have a length of the lever that is equal to 400 mm and coefficient of friction of the screw and nut, that is equal to 0.15. In case of coefficient of friction for collar is also provided here, that you see it is denoted by, that is equal to 0.20. So this is the data given in the problem. Let's start the problem. This is the first step in the design of power screw is torque required to raise a load. It is denoted by, we know TR, that is equal to W into D by 2 into tan alpha plus phi. So it is the equation to find out the torque required to raise a load. If you doesn't remember the formula, refer the design data book. In the old edition of MD Jalaluddin, chapter number 18 indicates the threaded fasteners and power screws. So go to the equation table of power screws. So here is the equations related to design of power screws. Torque required to raise the load. It is the equation. So let's see here. What is the alpha here? Alpha, it is nothing but the lead by pi into d. Here we know the mean diameter and we doesn't know L dash. That is the lead. How we get the lead here? Pitch into number of threaded screws. It is the form that lead equal to pitch into number of threaded screws. It is the 2-stud square thread. So that's why here we know what is the pitch. 20 into, it is the 2-stud square thread. Let's say into 2. We get the lead equal to 40 mm. So by substituting this value, we get the alpha here for the lead. Here alpha equal to tan inverse L dash by pi into d. So that's why alpha equal to tan inverse 40 by pi into d. Okay, the d is the 100 mm diameter. By substituting that one, we get the tan inverse 0.127. Okay, by simplifying this one, we get the alpha value 7.23 degrees. And similarly, we are going to derive the phi value here, that phi equal to tan inverse mu. Here what is the mu? Coefficient of friction between the screw and nut. That's why that phi equal to tan inverse 0.15. By simplifying this one, we get the value of phi, that is equal to 8.53 degrees. Substitute those values in the above equation, we get the torque required to raise a load condition. The TR equal to, what is the W here? 8 into 10 to the power of 3 into D is the 100 mm divided by 2 into tan. What is the alpha value here? 7.23 plus 8.53. By simplifying this one, we get the TR here. So that is equal to the value of tan alpha plus phi equal to 0.282 and multiply this one with that value. The TR equal to here 253,800 Newton mm. So this is the torque required to raise a load condition. And next we are going to discuss, so this is the torque required to raise a load in all over the lever. We are going to find out what is the force acting on the lever at the end of the lever. So for that purpose, lever, so that force F equal to torque required at the load in the raised condition by what is the length of the lever, that is equal to 253,800 divided by 400. So by simplifying this one, we get the what is the amount of force required here, 253 here. So here F equal to 634.5 newtons. In case of rising load condition, we are required 634.5 newtons force to lift a load at the end of the lever. This is about the first step, And go to the next step. What is that one? Torque required to lower load condition. Torque required to lower load condition. The TL equal to what we know here? W into d by 2 into tan phi minus alpha. So by simplifying this one, what we get here? Tan, what is the phi here? 8.53 minus alpha is 7.23. Finally we get the tan 1.3. Take the tan 1.3 value. That is the 0.022. This one is 0.022. Simplify this one. What is the W? Into 18 into 10 to the power of 3 into 100 all divided by 2. Simplify this one. By simplifying this one, we get the value of TL, that is equal to 203,400 Newton meters. So this is the value of torque required at the lower end. Next we are going to find out the efficiency of the screw. This is the third one. That efficiency of screw, efficiency eta, that is equal to tan alpha by tan alpha plus phi. That is equal to, here what is the alpha value? 7.23 whole divided by tan 7.23 plus 8.53, that is the value of phi. Substitute, simplifying this one, what we get here? Here the tan 7.23, that is equal to 0.126 divided by, we are already simplified this value, that is the 0.282. Here the efficiency of the power screw is 0.449, that is equal to 44.9%. So this is about the efficiency of the power screw. And next we are going to find out the torque required to overcome the collar friction. In this problem we are not required remaining steps. In this problem only our aim is to find out the force required at the end of the lever. So go to the next step. Torque required to overcome a collar friction. We already discussed, it is derived in the two forms. First one is the in uniform pressure condition, E equal to 2 by 3 into mu c into W R1 cube minus R2 cube by R1 square minus R2 square. Here R1 and R2 are the outer and inner radiuses of collar bearing. Okay, we already know the diameters of that collar. By using the diameters, we are going to evaluate the radius. When we get the radius of the collar, it is easy to find out the uniform pressure. Let's substitute those values here. 2 by 3 into what about the mu c? Mu c, coefficient of friction in collar, that is the 0.20 into 18 into 10 to the power of 3. Here what is the outer diameter? 250. We get the radius 125 whole cube minus inner diameter is 100. From that one we get the radius 50 whole cube divided by 125 whole square minus 50 whole square. By simplifying this one, we get the torque required to overcome a collar friction in uniform pressure condition. The T equal to 2 by 3 into 0.20 into 18 into 10 to the power of 3. And by simplifying this one, we get the value of 139.2. Okay. Ultimately, we get the value of T in uniform pressure condition 330,739.2 Newton. So this is the torque required in uniform pressure condition. And similarly, in case of uniform wear condition, how much amount of torque is required in a collar friction? In uniform T equal to mu c into W R1 plus R2 by 2. So substitute those values here. The T equal to 0.20 into 18 into 10 to the power of 3. 125 plus 50 whole divided by 2. Ultimately the torque in the uniform wear condition, that is equal to, and we are simplifying this one, we get the 3600. This one is the 87.5. Ultimately the T equal to 315,000 Newton per mm. So this is about the given problem. Practice much more problems related to design of power screws. We get the maximum knowledge related to power screws. This is about the today class. In the next class we are going to discuss about remaining concepts related to design of machine members part 2. Thank you. If you have any queries regarding this lecture, please comment in comment box, and thank you for your watching.